Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be building out a nested comment section. And by nested comment section, think Reddit style comment section where you can make a comment and then someone else responds to that comment and then another comment responds to that comment and it just keeps building out like uh like a nested comment section, like a tree with branches. So it has the parent comment and then the little child comments after that. So think more that way. In this one, we're not going to be using upvotes and downvotes. We're not going to be implementing that. If you want to see that, hit the like button. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Comment that you want to see that upvote style comment section. But this is going to be like a easier implementation. So if you ever build out some kind of app that needs a comment section, you can always use this type of comment section. This type of comment styling. This comment styling for your application. So remember, it's nested, so it's comment within a comment. So you can make a comment, someone else makes another comment, and then you can make a comment and then someone responds to that comment and then someone responds to that comment and it just keeps building out. It's nested. So like I said, think Reddit. I can't really think of anything else that comes to mind, but I will be showing you an example with the blog application that I built out. So remember, if you haven't checked out that blog application project, you can go into my catalog. I'll link it somewhere here. You can go check out, or I'll just link it. It'll be in the end cards. So you can check out that blog application. The comment section is what we're using here. Basically, we're using that project and we're just rebuilding out the comment section. So for this, what we're going to be using is MongoDB. And that's it. So everything else has been built out in the blog application video. So that already is out there. This is just a way to do it using MongoDB. So in that one, we used Prisma as well as PostSQL. Yeah, PostSQL, PostgreSQL. We used Prisma and PostgreSQL as well as Supabase to save the comments and to fetch the comments. So here we're just going to be using MongoDB, and that's it. We're going to be using MongoDB. We're not going to use anything else. Everything else has been done with the project blog. With the blog project, we're just gonna assume that the blog project is built. We're just adding this comment component to that project. So with my rambling out the way, let's head into the demo so you can see how it's gonna actually work. After that, we're just gonna jump right into the code. So one more time, if you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost at 600 guys, so it will be much appreciated if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's just jump right into it. Alright guys, so here's the demo. So we've already shown this blog application before. I'm going to link it within this video. It should be in the description or just as a card or something like that on the screen, or one of the end cards. It should be one of the end cards. So here's the blog application. So what we want to do here is when we click read more, we're already signed in. So if you come over here, I'm signed in as test 1. So what we want to do is here, as you can see, we have this comment section. So this is what we want to create. So with our original project, we did create a nested comment section, except we used Prisma along with PostgreSQL and using Supabase as our database storage. So here we're going to be using Mongoose as well as MongoDB. So that way everything is just stored within MongoDB. As we do so, this nested storage system or this nested comment section, the way the thread's going to work is a little bit different from how the original project was. So let me show you how it goes. So here, if I type in test 1, 2, 3, and I go ahead and submit that, as you can see, we have this in there. I can respond to this one and say test 2, 3, 4, and then go ahead and submit that. And now within test 2, 3, 4, I can respond to that and say test 3, 4, 5. You're going to submit that, and then you get the concept. So here, if I say test 6, 7, 8, Go ahead and submit that. There we go. So now we have all this child comments with these within this under this parent comment, and then this is a parent comment to this child comment. This is a parent comment to this child comment. This is a sole comment. So here, if we go ahead and say let's delete the parent comment, and we delete that, as you can see, the whole thing still stays. This one just says this comment has been deleted, and we still have 4 comments in total. So if I go ahead and refresh this, I should still get, there we go, all 4 comments. So here, rather than us having 3 comments, this also shows the user or whoever is viewing your application that, hey, the comment section for this is still ongoing. Like, people are actually gravitating toward this post, toward this blog post. So if you were to delete this, and this is the only sole comment, and it goes back to 0, let's say this is the only comment there and it goes back to 0, people are going to more than likely believe, oh, there's no interaction with this blog post. So even if the comment has been deleted, we want to keep it as this comment has been deleted, so that we can see that, oh, there was prior interaction to this blog post. And now another thing is here, if we try to edit this comment has been deleted, it's not going to work for us, as you can see, because it's already a deleted post. So if I go ahead and do the same thing here and go ahead and delete this, so that's deleted. But if I go ahead and refresh it, you can see it just says this comment has been deleted. You can go ahead and play around with the UI for that. You can choose to just keep it at that, but because it's the last comment, I just decided, hey, let's just take it out. And then when you refresh the page, it goes back to say this comment has been deleted. So this also cannot be edited. Now the other child, so this becomes the new parent parent comment, and this becomes a new child comment for it. So here, if I say, let me edit this, and this is 234. So if I say 234.789 and I save that, now it's saved. So if I go ahead and just refresh this, it's still the same thing. So with this, I can also go ahead and hide the reply, hide reply, hide replies, and we still have the same 4, and I can go ahead and show the responses. So that's how it's nested. So we still have this thread here. For our database, if we come into MongoDB and I go ahead and refresh this, you can see that it's right there. So it's been, it says this comment has been deleted, whereas all the other content still shows the same thing. And then here, this comment has been deleted. So it's properly stored within our database. So let's go ahead and close out of that. So this is practically it. This is what we're building. So we have this comment has been deleted. We have test 2, 3, 4, 5. So for our test 1 here, the test 1 user says this comment has been deleted. Test 1 also says test 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Then we have test 1 saying test 3, 4, 5. We have test 1 saying this comment has been deleted. So that's pretty much it. So we have 4 comments in total, and then we can go ahead and just close out of this. So now that we're done with that, we can just go ahead and get into our actual. So now that we're done with that, we can actually start coding this project up. So here I have a copy of my actual blog application. So for my blog application, if you go back to my blog application project within my catalog on YouTube, you'll be able to see the GitHub repo for it. So you can go ahead and just grab the code from that and then work alongside with me. But here, the only change I made was I went ahead and created this utils folder, which houses our MongoDB connect feature. So this is how we connect to our MongoDB. I believe I did create a project. I created a video that shows you how to connect your MongoDB to a Next.js application. So I'm also going to link that either down in the description, or I'm going to make a separate link for that at the end card. So we'll see. But basically, that's all we're doing here. We're just connecting this within our utils folder, which is going to be within our source folder. So that's all we're doing here. And then within my .env, I'm not going to open that up, but I do have my Mongo URI, which is the Mongo key that I use to connect with my database. So when you connect to your database, when you connect to MongoDB, it should give you a connect key or some kind of connect URI that that you can use to connect your application with. So that's what we did here. Like, I'm not gonna go into detail with that because I have a separate video for that I said I will link at the end of the video. So what we have so far is we have the utils folder, which is within our source application, which is within our source folder. So we have the utils, which is down here, so which is MongoDB.js. So we have that, and then within our so let's close out of this. And then we also have our .env file, which houses our Mongo URI credentials. So with that said, now if we come into model, we have two models, but let's do this. Let's delete this model and let's build it together. So let's go ahead and empty this, and then we're just going to build it all together. Now, if we come over here, so let's go back to source application, so our source folder, sorry, and we're going to say model, and here we're going to say model. We're going to go to our source folder, and we're going to create another folder within it called model, and we're going to save that. Now within model, we're going to have two schemas within our model here. So we're going to have the comment schema and our user.js schema. So first, let's create the comment.js, and then we're going to say new file. We're going to say user.js. So let's rename this .js. Awesome. So we have these two. So actually, let's start with user.js so everything makes more sense. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to import Mongoose. So we're going to say import Mongoose from Mongoose. So if you guys haven't figured out yet, we also have to install Mongoose. So I'm just going to walk you through how I do that. So we go into blog, and then you're going to say npm install Mongoose, and then you install that. I'm not going to do that because it's already in there. So I'm just going to leave it alone. So we're going to clear out of that, and that's how we get Mongoose. So after we do that, now we're going to say import. We're going to use v4 as UUID version 4. So we just want to use a UUID. We're going to say from UUID. Cool. Now we're going to say const user schema. So we're creating a user schema here, is equal to new Mongoose. So Mongoose. So let's take this out. Awesome. New Mongoose dot schema. And here we're going to state ID, and ID is going to be type string. We're going to state default is going to be UUID version 4. We're going to state unique is true. So all we're doing here is basically we're defining the schema for our users. Here the type is going to be string, so we're going to store the user ID as a string. So the default is going to be UUID version 4, which is we're going to generate a unique ID using UUID v4, and then unique is true, which basically ensures that each ID is unique. So no two IDs are the same. That's all we're doing there. And now we're going to go ahead and say given name. So given name, this is going to be type is string. We're going to say required is going to be true. Awesome. So for given name, because we're using Kindi Auth to authenticate our users, we're going to be grabbing the given name and other credentials from Kindi Auth to make sure that we have authorization to make that comment or to delete a user from our comment section, or to delete a comment from our comment section. So if you're not the one who posted a comment, you can't delete it, and that's by way of the authorization and authentication via Kindi Auth. We just want to grab those same credentials that Kindi Auth is using as a session for using within the session, and save that within our database also. So that way we can know who posted something or whatever credential we need. So here we're going to say given name. It's going to be picture, or we're going to be grabbing picture as well. Picture here is going to be saved as a string. Great. Default here. So let's actually make this bigger. I don't know if you guys can see it. So appearance, zoom in. Let's zoom in one more time. appearance, zoom in. Awesome. So default here is going to be an empty string. And basically we're defaulting to an empty string if there's no picture provided. And the reason picture is a string is because we're storing a profile picture as a URL. So that's why. And then we're going to state email. Email here is going to be type string. We're going to say unique is going to be true. Sparse is going to be true. So we all know what type is, type string is. That's going to be storing users' email as a string. Unique, we've already gone over that. It's each email is unique. Now sparse, basically sparse being true basically allows for null values, and that's practically it. So now we can go ahead and state, so let's come down here actually. We can go ahead, come down here. And here we're going to say to JSON, and we're going to state virtuals is going to be true. And then we're going to say to object, and virtuals is going to be true as well. Awesome. And basically we're just saying to include virtual fields when we convert to JSON, and the same thing for when we convert to an object. So that's it with that. Now let's come down here, and we're just gonna, let's end this here actually, and then we can come down here, and here we're gonna say user schema dot virtual, and we're gonna take comments. So comments, which is gonna be the next schema we create. Here it's gonna be ref, and ref is gonna be comment. Cool. Local field here is going to be ID. We're going to have foreign field, and this is going to be user ID. Great. And then we can say export default mongoose dot models dot user. And if we have that, then we just want to say mongoose. If we don't have that, then we want to say mongoose.model user user schema. Awesome. So with a virtual field, so user.schema.virtual comments. So we're using a virtual to create, we're using virtual to populate the user's comments if we need it. So we're going to be using our own custom ID as the local field. So, but this is pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. If you think about it, when you write it out, you'll see it's also very straightforward. So now we can close out of this, and we can go ahead and create the comment.js schema as well. So with the comment.js schema, we're starting the same way. We're going to say import mongoose from, well, yeah, from mongoose. We're going to say import v4 as UUID v4 from UUID. And we're going to say cons comment schema is equal to new mongoose.schema. And here we're going to say ID is going to be type string. We're going to say default is going to be UUID version 4. Unique is going to be true. Cool. Now we're going to say content. Content is going to be type string, and content is what we're going to be posting. It's the content. It's our comment content. So here required is going to be true. Cool. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Cool. So that's our content. And then we're going to state post ID. Post ID is going to be type string required true. So post ID is just the comment that's associated with a specific post. So we always need it to be required. So after we do that, we can come down here. Let's see. Let's do this. So now we're going to have user ID, and it's going to be string. User ID is going to be type string. We're going to have required. It's going to be true. So let's see. Awesome. So that's for user ID, which is self-explanatory. So user ID, the type is string, and what it's doing is we're associating a comment with the user. So we're going to need that user ID to be required. And then we're going to have parent ID. And parent ID is the original comment in a thread. So whichever thread that reply, whichever comment that there's a response to in a thread, the original comment serves as the parent comment. So that's going to have its own parent ID. So here we're going to say type is going to be string. Default is going to be null. And that's it pretty much. So here we're going to say created at. So this is just to know when it was created. So type is going to be date. We're going to say default is going to be the date dot now, which is when it was created, which is like the second or the minute it was created. And then we're going to have updated at. And then it's going to be type date. We're going to have default. It's going to be date dot now. Then we're going to have pretty much the same thing we had in the first one. We're going to state, let's come over here. And we're going to state to JSON, which is going to be virtual. And there's true. We're going to state to object. And we're going to say virtuals is going to be true. So pretty much the same thing we did with comments. So once we're done with that, let's end it here. And then we're going to come down here and say comments schema dot virtual. And we're going to associate it with user. Here we're going to say reference is going to be user. Local field is going to be user ID. And then foreign field is going to be ID. So it should be ID. And just one is going to be true. So basically just one means we're ensuring that only one user is retrieved per comment. So that's all just one is doing. So that's the only difference between the comment schema and the user schema. And here, so that's the difference between the virtual within the comment schema. So comment schema.virtual has just one field, and the user schema.virtual does not have that just one field, is what I'm trying to say. So now, once we're done with that, we can close out of this, and then we can come and create a middleware to update the update at field before we save the document. So we want to be able to say, okay, this was updated at before we save the document. So we're going to say comment schema dot pre save, and we're going to say function next. So it's a middleware, so we're going to say next. This dot updated at is equal to date dot now. So we're updating the timestamp here, and we're just going to move on to the saving procedure. So that's practically it. So now we can go down and export the comment model. So we're going to say export default mongoose.models.comment, or we're going to say mongoose.model dot so not dot comment and comment schema. Awesome. And what this is doing is we're just ensuring that there's no duplicates being created. So if we already have mongoose.models.comment, then we just use that. If we don't have that, then we create the new model. So that's all it's saying. So we're done with our comment and our user models as we like that. So now we can go over to let's see, we can go over to components, and within components, we're going to create something called a comment form. So that's the form we're going to build out. That's going to store our data. That's going to store the comments. All right, guys. So when it comes to the components, I went ahead and so this is post edit, by the way. I went ahead and redid the the comments. I went ahead and redid the components that I'm going to show you. So it's going to look a little different from when towards the end when we debug. A lot of things are going to look different. So don't worry about that. What I went ahead and did was I redid the components because of this reason. So if I go ahead and open a new window here, and I state, let's go to our website. So when I come here, let's say I come to Horizon Forbidden West here. Here, as you can see, this is different from what I showed you in the demo. I went ahead and made it responsive. So the reason being is the last one, the initial demo I showed you didn't have a good responsive feel to it. So it was going to be, after a while, because it's nested, it was going to break very fast. So I went ahead and redid it, and this is what we've come up with. So as you can see here, we have our comments. So you can show more replies, and there you go. Also, when you delete a comment, so let's say test 1 2 3, we submit that. So now we have test 1 2 3 down here. When we delete it, it immediately deletes, so it doesn't flicker or go away and come back. So I thought that was a better feel, and you're not able to edit it, so it goes away. Same here. So this has been deleted, but I deleted this manually, so I didn't so as you can see, if we do this, it goes away, and then if we refresh it, I guess that's the only problem we have now. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that while we're at it. So here, you shouldn't be able to change that. So basically, that's it. We're just gonna change it in the front end. So it's a front end issue. So we're just gonna block this off, so it just shows that it's been deleted. So that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and work on those components. But this is fully mobile, so mobile responsive. So as you can see, it looks great on mobile. So you can just keep opening it up, and it looks pretty good. So yeah, that's why I had to go ahead and redo it. So that's practically it. So let's close out of this. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to start out with the comment form like we said. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we're going to say comment form.jsx, and we're going to say import React. From React, we're going to be using use state. Awesome. Now we're going to create our form to submit a new top level comment. So we're going to say function. Actually, let's create the function first. So we're going to say function, not form, comment form. So this is going to be our function. We're going to take in handle submit comment. Here we're going to say const. This is going to be our local state comment and set comment equal to use state and empty string. Cool. Now we want to say on submit, we want to call the parent function and reset the comment. So we're going to say const handle submit is equal to async. There we go. We're going to say e.prevent default await handle submit content, handle submit comment. So submit, and it should be submit. There we go, submit comment. This is going to be comment. We're going to say set comment, and it's going to be an empty string. Awesome. And now we're going to say return. And now we're going to create that form. So we're going to say form here. I'm going to have form here. Unsubmit is going to be handle submit. We're going to have class name of margin bottom is 6. We're going to say text area is going to be name, which is going to be comment. We're going to say placeholder is going to be write a comment. We're going to say class name is going to be with full, padding of 4. We're going to say rounded large. So let's wrap this. Border gray 300, dark border gray 700, background gray of 50. We're going to have dark background gray of 800. Focus, so focus outline none. Focus outline is going to be ring. Focus ring is going to be blue 500. Text is going to be small. Text is going to be gray 800. Dark text is going to be gray 200. So there we go. Awesome. So now we want to say rows is going to be 3. We're going to say value is going to be comment. On change is going to be e. Set comment e.target.value required. Div here, class name is going to be flex, justify, end, margin top of 2, and then we're going to have a button, and this button is going to be type, and this is going to be submit. We're going to have class name, which is going to be pattern X of 4, pattern Y of 2, background of blue, and this is going to be 600. Text is going to be white, text small. We're going to have rounded large. We're going to have hover, background blue, 700, and that's it. Awesome. And now we're going to have submit. Awesome. So that's it. We just created our form. So we're going to say export default comment form. Cool. So now we'll go ahead and just close out of that. Now we want to create our comments. We want to create our comments component. So we're going to call this new file comments.jsx. And then we're going to create another one called comments data.jsx. Or should we say comment data? Just comment data is fine. Comment data.jsx. So we have all these. So we have comments first. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we're going to start off with use client. We're going to state import React. We're going to be using use state as well as use effect. Cool. We're going to say import circular progress. So it should be from material UI because we're going to be using material UI, circular progress, material UI. So we don't need these parentheses, I mean those brackets, slash circular progress. I'm going to say import comments form, import comments data. So comments data. So import comments data. Oh, did we not? Oh yeah, RAFCE for comment data. Close out of this, so comment data. There we go. So now we can say export default function comments, and it's just going to be taken in post ID. Here we're going to have the local state for storing the array of comments, so it should be const comments set comments is equal to use state and empty array const loading set loading is equal to use state true. Now we're gonna say we want to create a function that calculates the total comment count, including that of the nested replies. So we're gonna say const calculate comment count is equal to comments array, and here we're gonna say let counts equal comments array dot length. And we're going to say const get nested counts equal to array. And here it's going to be let nested count equal to 0. Cool. And now we're going to say array dot for each. And here we're going to say if c dot replies and c dot replies dot length, then nested count plus and equals to c plus c replies dot length. So here we're nested let nested count. There we go. So here we're just saying we want to add the number of direct replies, and then here we want to recursively count the deeper levels. So the extra responses or the threads. We want to count the threads. So here we're going to say nested, well, the threaded replies, I guess, plus equals. So add the number, get nested counts c dot replies. Cool. And here we're just going to say return nested count. Awesome. So after that, now we're going to add nested replies to the top level comment, to the top level count. So let's say count plus and equals get nested count, and it's going to be comments array. And now we want to return count. Awesome. So just like that, we're done. And all we want to do here now is we're going to say use effect. And here we're going to say async function is load. So we're going to name it load comments. And we're going to say try catch. And for try, we're going to say const response is equal to await fetch slash API slash get comments. And we're going to be using the post ID. So we're going to say post ID is equal to, and we're going to be using post ID. Cool. And basically all we're doing is we're calling our get endpoint and retrieving all the comments for the post. So now we want to parse the JSON response. So we're going to say const initial comments is equal to await response.json. And here we're going to say if array dot is array. So we're checking to see if it's an array, and then initial comments. So we're checking to see if the initial comments is an array. Then we're going to say set comments. So if it is an array, we're going to set comments to initial comments. Else, we're going to say set comments to an empty array. Cool. And now for catch, we're going to say if there's an error, we're going to say console.error. And this is going to be failed to load comments error. Cool. And here set comments is going to be an empty array. And then we're going to have finally. And here set loading is going to be false. Cool. And this is going to be dependent on post ID. Awesome. Now we want to be able to recursively update the data, the comments data, to show that it's been deleted. So here we're gonna say basically we're trying to delete the comment. So we want to show that it's been deleted. So we're gonna say const mark comment as deleted is equal to, we're gonna take in the comment list as well as the target ID. So here we're going to state awesome return comment list dot map. We're going to take in comment, and here we're going to say if comment.id is equal to target ID, then return comment and content is going to be this comment has been deleted. Cool. Oh, and by the way, I did fix the error where when you do delete it, you're able to re-delete it. So this is the correct code. So you don't have to worry about that. So is deleted is going to be true. Awesome. And now we're going to state else if comments.replies.length, then return, and this is going to be comment, and replies is going to be mark comment as deleted, comment.replies, as well as target ID. Cool. Now we're going to say return comments. Awesome. So now we want to be able to add a new reply to a specific parent comment. So we want to be able to create a child comment. So here we're going to state, so after here, we're going to say const add reply equal to a sync. Here we're going to have parent ID. So parent ID, we're going to say content. And we're going to state try catch. Within our try, we're going to be, we want to post a new reply to our API. So we're going to say const response is equal to await fetch. And this is going to be /API/post comments. And here we're going to say method. It's going to be post headers is going to be content type, which is going to be application/JSON. Body here is going to be JSON.stringify. Post ID, content, parent ID. So now we're going to say if response.OK. Then we want to get the newly created comment back. So we're going to say const new comments is equal to await response dot JSON. Cool. So what's the problem? Target ID. There we go. Cool. So now we're going to say we want to create a function to place this comment into the right parent's reply. So we want to attach the child comment to the proper parent comment. So we're going to say const update replies equal, and then we're going to pass in list target ID and new data. Cool. Now we're going to say return list.map. And here we're going to say if c.id is equal to target ID, then return spread operator replies. And this is going to be c.replies, else it's going to be an empty array, and this is going to be new data. Cool. So what we're doing there is we're just inserting the new reply into the parent reply array, so that way they're combined. So here we're going to say else if c.replies.length, then return, and this is going to be replies update. Is it updated or update replies? There we go. c.replies target ID new data. Cool. Awesome. And what this is saying is if there are deeper replies, then we're going to use recursor. So we're going to recurse, if that's a word. Return C. Cool. Now, let's see. Awesome. Now we want to have a helper function to update the state with the new reply. So we're going to say set comments, and we're going to pass in previous. And here we're going to say update replies, previous parent ID, as well as new comments. Cool. We're going to say else console.error failed to submit reply. And then for our catch error, we're going to say console.error failed to submit reply error. Cool. Awesome. So now we want to work on our soft delete. So that's what we had to work on for it to for the backend to know that this has been deleted. So that way we're not given the option to delete or re-edit it because it's already deleted. So we're going to come down here and we're going to say const delete comments is equal to async. And here we're going to say comment ID. And we're going to say try catch. So within our try, we're going to say const response is equal to await fetch. And here we're going to say /API/delete comments. So you guys don't have these routes yet because we've not created them, at least on your side. Remember, this is post edit, so mine's already been created, but we'll get to it. So here the method is going to be delete. Our headers, we can just take it from here. Headers and body. Headers here is going to be content type application application/JSON, and then the body stringify, but it's just going to be comment ID. Awesome. Now we're going to state if response.ok, Then we're going to state set comment previous, and this is going to be mark comment as deleted, previous comment ID. Cool. Else, we're going to say console.error. This is going to be failed to delete comment. Cool. And then lastly, for catch error, we're just going to say console.error. And this is going to be failed to delete comment error. Cool. So with edit, so now we want to work on edit. So we're going to say const edit comment is equal to a sync. We're going to take in comment ID as well as content. So here it's going to be try catch. We're going to be using patch, so it's going to be a response, const response await fetch. Slash API slash edit comment. And method here is going to be patch. Headers, so we're just going to do this again. And then body here is going to be comment ID as well as content. Cool. All right. Now we're going to say if response.ok, then await response.ok, or await response.json. And now we're going to create a function to recursively find and update the comments in the state. So we're going to say const update comments is equal to list target ID new content. Awesome. Return list.map. We're going to map through C. If c.id is equal to target ID. This is going to be a return. C content is going to be new content. There we go. We're going to say else if c.replies.length, then return C replies update comments C.replies target ID and new content. Okay. And lastly, we want to return C. So we're going to say return C. Cool. Now we want to be able to update our top level state with the new content that we just edited. So we're going to say, so let's come here, and here we're going to say set comments, and this is going to be taken in previous, so the previous comment, update comments, previous comment ID, content. Cool. Else, we're going to state console.error, and this is going to be failed to update comment. Cool. And now we have our catch, so we're going to state console.error failed to update comment error. Cool. Awesome. So now we want to create a handle submit comments. So in comment form, if you remember, we passed in this handle submit comments. So this is what helps us basically submit our comments that we want to create that function now. So here we're going to say const handle submit comments async content. Here we're going to say try catch. Within the try, we're going to have const response is equal to await fetch. And this is going to be /API/post comment. We're going to state method is going to be post headers. So let's go ahead and just do this again. So the body here is going to be post ID as well as content. Cool. So we're going to say if response.ok, then const new comments is equal to await response.json. Set comments is going to be previous. We're going to have previous new comments. Awesome. Else, we're going to state console.error failed to submit comment. Cool. And then for error, we're just going to say console.error failed to submit comments error. Cool. So just like that, we're done with the handle submit comments. So what we want to do now is right here, we're going to state const comment count. So we want to be able to calculate the amount of comments included in nested replies. We're going to say calculate comment count, and we're going to pass in comments. Cool. And now we want to return, and we're going to say div. So it's the container for our comment section. So we're going to say class name is going to be with full margin X of auto. So we want it in the middle of the page. Pattern X, medium is going to be pattern X of 6, pattern Y of 6. Medium is going to be pattern Y of 8. Max is going to be with 4XL. And we're going to say div class name. And this class name is going to be background gray 50, dark background gray of 900, pattern of 4, pattern of 6, medium pattern of 6. Rounded is going to be large, shadow is going to be medium, width is going to be full. Awesome. Now we're going to have an H2. So the class name here is going to be text XL. Medium is going to be text 2XL. Font is going to be semi-bold. Text gray is going to be 900. Dark text gray is going to be 100. Margin bottom of 4. Awesome. And let's do this. So now we want to be able to display the comments plus the total count if there are any comments greater than 0. So we're going to say comments, and we're going to say comment count greater than 0. Then we want the comment count. Cool. Awesome. Now we want, after H2, we want to add the form for the new top level comments. So we're gonna say comment form handle submit comment is gonna be handle submit comment. Awesome. So we want to add our load-in spinner. So after that, we're gonna say load-in. So this is to show that it's loading. We're gonna state cool. So for loading, we're going to say div. Cool. So div here is going to be class name, flex, justify, center, margin Y of 6, and circular progress. Cool. So now when it's loaded, we want to come over here and say div class name. Here it's going to be margin top is 6. We're going to state comments.length is equal to 0. If comment.length is equal to 0, then we want p class name text gray 700. Dark is going to be text gray 300. And within it, we're going to say no comments yet. Be the first 2 comments. Okay, else cool. Else we're going to have comments dot map, and it's going to be comment in here. So we don't need this. So here we're going to pass in comment data. And for comment data, we're going to say key is going to be, so this is the unique key. It's going to be comment.id. We're going to pass in the comment, and this is going to be equal to comment. We're going to pass in add reply, and this is going to be add reply. We're going to pass in delete comments, and this is going to be delete. So delete comments. We're going to say edit comments, and this is going to be edit comments. Cool. Let's see. Are we missing one of these? Yes. Awesome. So that's pretty much it. So this is it for comments. So we're all done. We can go ahead and just close out of comments. So before we go ahead and work on comment data, there's one thing we got to add. So if we go back to your model, your comments model, you need to add this to it. So this so like it says, add the is deleted field, and the default's going to be false. So just have to do that so I don't forget. So here is deleted. The type here is going to be Boolean, and the default is going to be false. So just make sure you add that in there. And this is going to be so we can have a soft delete. So that way, when we delete, the backend knows that, hey, this has been deleted, and then the front end knows not to give us the edit sign or the redelete sign or the delete symbol. So you just need this in there, is deleted, and then you're all set. So you just close out of that. And so now when we come back to comment data, so this is going to be a long one. So we're going to go ahead and just let's just run through it. So if you guys are enjoying this so far, if you guys are learning from it, if you guys enjoy the project so far, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. I'm literally redoing this so you guys can could gain from it more, or could get a better experience from it and get a better project out of it. So if you don't mind, a like, a comment, and a subscription would be much appreciated. But with all that said, let's jump right into the coding. So for comment data, what we want to do is we can just take all this out. So we can import React, and then we're going to say use state, and we're going to say import fi edit fi trash 2 fi corner down right, and this is going to be from, so we're going to use React icons slash fi. So here we're going to say import md reply from React icons /md. And for those of you who don't know how to install React icons, I believe it's npm install React hyphen icons slash npm install React hyphen icons, and that's it. Here we're going to be importing modal, so we're going to go over that after this, what modal does from our components modal. There we go. So I already have that created. And then here, we want to be able to display a single comment and its nested replies. That's what we're doing with this function. So we're going to say function is going to be comment data, and we're going to be passing in the comments. We're going to be taking in the comments the reply function, delete comments function, edit comments function. And here we're going to say const reply set reply is equal to use state, and that's for storing the typed reply content. And then we're going to say const show reply form set show reply form is equal to use state, and this is going to be false. So this is going to be for a toggle, so use state. Here we're going to say const r replies visible set r replies visible, and this is going to be use state false. Cool. Those are all going to be toggles. So is editing set is editing equal to use state false, and we're going to say const edited content is going to be set set edited content, and this is going to be use state. This is going to be comments.content, and this is going to be the text for the comment that's being edited. So that's what that's for. So after doing so, we're going to say const is modal open and set is modal open. Here we're going to have use state. This is going to be false. And now we want to create a function that submits a new reply to the comment. So we're going to say const handle reply submit. And this is going to be async. Here we're going to have event taken in, and we're going to have e.prevent default await add reply comment.id reply. Cool. We're going to go ahead and set the reply to an empty string. We're going to say set show reply form, and this is going to be false. We're going to say set our replies visible, and this is going to be true. Awesome. Now we want to handle the change. Now we want to create a function that handles submitting changes for our edited content. So we're going to say const handle edit submit, and here we're going to have async, and this is going to be passing in an event e.prevent default. We're going to say await edit comment comments.id edited content. Set is edited, and this is going to be false. Cool. Now we want to create a function that opens the confirmation modal that asks if you want to delete the comment. So are we sure we want to delete the comment? So const handle delete click arrow function, and this is going to be set is modal open, and this is going to be true. Cool. And now we're going to say handle delete confirm. And this is going to be delete comments, comments.id. And we're going to say set is modal open to false. Cool. Now we want to count how many direct replies that a comment has. So we're going to say const reply count is equal to comment.replies.length. Else is going to be 0. And we want to check if the server has marked the comment as deleted. So when we create our backend, we're going to add that to it. So we're going to say const is deleted equal to comment is deleted. Cool. Now we can go ahead and return. And for our return, we're going to have div and div. Class name here is going to be with full. And we're going to say break words. Cool. Here we're going to say div class name is going to be background white. Dark background is going to be gray 800. We're going to say border gray 200. Dark is going to be border gray 700. And we're going to say rounded is going to be large. Shadow is going to be small. We're going to have, let's do this. Oh, we can't yet. So we're going to have padding of 4 and margin bottom of 4. Awesome. Now we're going to say div class name. So div class name is going to be flex. Items is going to be start. We're going to have space x3. This is going to be image. And this image source is going to be comments.user.picture. Cool. Else we're going to be using the profile. So /profile.wbp, and that's within our public here. So within our public, we have this profile that's just basically, it's just a placeholder. So afterwards, we're going to state alt, and alt is going to be comments.user.given name. Else, we're going to have user, so users, there we go, users avatar. Cool. Awesome. Now we're going to say class name is going to be width is 10, height is going to be 10, rounded is going to be full, object is going to be cover, and that's it. Great. So now we want to say div class name is going to be flex1. We're going to say div class name is going to be flex justify between items is start. P class name here is going to be font semi-bold, text small, medium text is base, text is gray 800, dark is text gray 100, capitalize, and this is going to be margin bottom of 2. So capitalize. There we go. So here within it, we're going to say comment.user.given name. So given name. Awesome. And then afterwards, we're going to say if is deleted. So if it's not deleted, and comment.user.id is equal to comment.user ID, then, so what we're saying here is show the edit or delete only if the comment is not deleted and the user is the owner. So that's what we're saying right now. So show the edit and delete only if the comment is not deleted. So if we have the comment not deleted, then show the edit and delete. And also if the user that's currently logged in is the owner of that comment. So we're gonna state div. And here the div class name is going to be flex, space is going to be x2, text is going to be gray 500. We're going to say button. And here we're going to say on click. This is going to be set is editing. And we're going to call this true. Class name here is going to be hover. Text blue is going to be 600. Aria label is going to be edit. So button here is going to be fi edit. Awesome. And now we're going to take this button and just bring it down one more. So here, this button on click is simply going to be handle delete click. Class name is going to be hover text. So this is going to be text red 600. Aria label here is going to be delete. Cool. And here we're going to say fi trash 2. Cool. So after this, we're simply going to have, so after this div here, now we're going to say if is deleted, then, so what we're saying here is the comment content can appear in a deleted text, edited form, or normal non-deleted text. So that's what we're saying. So if this comment is deleted, then show deleted text. So the text is going to be p class name. It's going to be italic. So italic. Okay. Text is going to be small. Cool. Medium is going to be text base. Text is going to be gray 500. Dark is going to be text gray 400. Margin top of 3. And now we're going to say comment dot content, and we're going to state cool. Else we're going to say is editing. So else is editing. Then we're going to have form, and this form is going to be on submit, handle edit submit. Class name here is going to be margin top of 2. Text area. So text area is going to be value, which is going to be edited content. We're going to have on change, which is going to be E. So we're going to take in the event edited content e.target.value. Rows. So let's see, E. There we go. So rows. Rows is going to be 3. We're going to say required, and we're going to have a class name. And this class name is going to be with full, padding of 2, rounded is going to be medium. We're going to have border gray, 300. Dark border is going to be background gray of 300. Well, let's see. Oh, so dark border is going to be gray 700. Background gray of 50. Dark background gray of 700. And we're going to have focus. It's going to be ring 2. Focus is going to be ring blue 500. We're going to have text small. Okay. What is, oh. Great. Awesome. So after this, we're going to have another div. And this div is going to be class name flex justify end space x of 2, margin top of 2, button type here is going to be button. On click is going to be set is editing. And here we're going to say false. Class name here is going to be pattern x of 3, pattern y of 1, text small, text gray of 700, dark text gray 300, background gray of 200, dark background gray of 600, rounded is going to be medium. We're going to say hover is going to be background gray of 300, and dark hover is going to be background gray of 500. Cool. And then the here is going to be cancel. Awesome. So we're going to have another button. So let's bring this down. And this button is going to be type submit. Awesome. It's not going to have an on click. And the class name here is going to be pattern x of 3, pattern y of 1, text small. Text is going to be white. So let's take all of this out. So text is going to be white. Background blue of 600. Rounded is going to be medium. Hover is going to be background blue of 700. Cool. And here we're going to have save. Great. So after doing so, now for our else, we're going to say p class name here is going to be margin top of 3. Text is going to be small. Medium. Text is going to be base. Text is gray. 700. Dark is going to be text gray. 300. And then we're going to state comments.content. Cool. Now, after this, now we want to show the reply control. So if it's hidden, if the comment is deleted, then we hide it. But if it's not, then we want to show the reply and the reply and the reply control. So here we're going to say is deleted. So if it's not deleted, then we want to state div class name here is going to be margin top of 3. Flex items is going to be center, space X of 4, and text is going to be small. Cool. Button. The button here is going to be on click, and this is going to be set show reply form. Show reply, don't open show reply form. Cool. Class name here is going to be flex. Item center. Text is going to be blue 600. Hover is going to be underline. Cool. And now we have MD reply. Class name here is going to be margin right of 1. And this is going to say reply. Cool. Now, after that button, we're going to say reply count. If it's greater than 0, then we want a button. And this button is going to have it on click. And it's going to be arrow function, set our replies visible, and they're not visible. Class name here is going to be flex item center. Text is going to be blue 600. Hover is going to be underline. Cool. And here we're going to say FI corner down right. Class name is going to be margin right of 1. Cool. And with it, we're going to say R replies visible. So if we toggle it, it's going to say hide. We're going to toggle between hide replies and so hide replies and show replies. So show replies, and it's going to show the reply count. So we're going to have reply count. Cool. Awesome. So now we have our button and then our div. Cool. So after this, now we want the reply form if it's not been deleted. So if it's not been deleted, then show reply form. And here we're going to have our form. We're going to have our submit. And then it's going to be handle reply submit. We're going to say class name is going to be margin top of 3. That's it. And then we're going to have text area. And for our text area, we're going to have placeholder, which is going to be write a reply. We're going to have rows, which is going to be 2. We're going to have required. Value is going to be reply. On change here is going to be an arrow function. So E set reply E.target value. Great. Now class name is going to be with full. Pattern is 2. Rounded is medium. Border is gray 300. Dark border is gray. And this is going to be 700. And then background gray is going to be 50. We're going to have dark background gray of 700. Focus is going to be ring 2. Focus is going to be ring blue. And this is going to be 500. Text is going to be small. Cool. Now we're going to have div, and class name here is going to be flex justify end. Awesome. Space is going to be x2, margin top of 2. Here, button type is going to be button. On click is going to be set show reply form, and it's false. Class name here is going to be pattern X of 3, pattern Y of 1. Text is small. Text gray of 700. Dark text gray 300. Background gray 200. Dark background gray of 600. Rounded is going to be medium. Hover is going to be background gray 300. Dark is going to be hover background gray 500. Awesome. And this is going to be cancel. Great. And now we're going to bring this button down one, and we're going to have our submit. So type here is going to be submit. On click, we don't have an on click. And then for class name, we're going to have pattern X of 3, pattern Y of 1, text is small. And then let's just take all this out. And then it's going to be text white. Awesome. And then we're going to say background blue of 600, rounded medium, hover is going to be background blue of 700. And here we're going to have submit. Cool. So here we're going to have a collapsible nested reply, and we're going to show it even if the parents are deleted. So if you don't want it that way, then you can go ahead and change it. So here we're going to state are replies visible, and comments.replies.length greater than 0. Then div class name here is going to be margin left of 4. Margin left medium is going to be margin left of 6. And then we're going to say comments.replies.map. We're going to take in reply, and we're going to state comment data is key is going to be reply.id. Comment is going to be reply. Add reply is going to be add reply. Delete comments is going to be delete comments. Edit comments is going to be edit comments. Cool. Awesome. And now we want to add our delete confirmation modal. So we're just going to state modal, and it's going to be is open. It's going to be is modal open. On close is going to be set is modal open, and this is going to be false. We're going to say unconfirm. And here we're going to say handle delete confirm. Cool. Title here is going to be delete comment. Message is going to be are you sure you want to delete this comment? This action cannot be undone. Awesome. And we're just going to go ahead and do this. Awesome. So that's pretty much it. So now lastly, we just want to state export default comments data. Cool. Awesome. So just like that, we're done. Let's close out of that. So we're done with that. So let's see if it works. So let's go ahead and open this up first. So npm run dev. So let's see if this works. Okay, so let's go over here. So let's give it a second to load up. Okay, let's see. We probably made an error. So it turns out the problem's actually in the comment section. So when we create our use effect, so where's our use effect here? So we created our use effect. We forgot to actually, call the function. So this should be load comments. There we go. So let's see. Whoops, still, there we go. So we have 3 comments. This is the test we just did. So test 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So now if I delete this, delete, and delete this, delete. So as you can see, it's all been deleted. So the rest of the, let's close out of this. So the rest of the way, everything else is like the whole code block works. So you don't have to worry about the rest of the code blocks throughout the video or the rest of the video. You don't have to worry about what the code is stating. It works. So I just have to come back in here and show you how the components work. So everything after this is going to work fine. Just at the end, when I demo the project out, it's not going to look like what I just showed you because this is the newer project. So this is the newer demo. The other one's an old demo. So I'm just doing this after the fact. So with all that said, continue on with the video. So the modal is what opens up when we decide to delete a comment. So when you delete the comment, it opens up and says, are you sure you want to delete this comment? So the first thing we're going to do is import React for the component creation. And then we're going to state if is open. So if it's not open, because we have is open to false. So if it's not open, return null. So we're going to say if modal is not open, return null, meaning don't do anything. So just don't do anything. And then for our return, we want a full screen overlay for the modal. So hence the div class names. And then we want, for the second div, we want a semi-transparent background overlay. So that's why we have it as absolute in set 0, background grid of 900, opacity 50. And then the third div is going to be our modal container. So the content container. Then we have our div class name for that. So let's make sure this is wrapped so you guys can see the whole thing. There we go. Let's close this a bit. Awesome. So, and now for the first P tag, we're going to see it says modal, it says message. This is for the modal message. And then the div after that is going to be the action button. So this is if we want to cancel and confirm. So that's what that's doing. And then we have our button. And our button has an onClick, which says onClose. So it calls the onClose function when clicked. And remember, we basically imported that onClose. We passed it as a prop. So that's what we have there for the button. So when we want to cancel it, we click that button. We click the cancel button and it closes. So the confirm button triggers the action. So the next button here is a confirm button. There we go. So the confirm button, it's going to trigger the action to delete. So when we click on the delete button, it calls on the confirm function, which is on confirm, to trigger that action. So it triggers the unconfirm action. So that's pretty much what's going on here. Everything else, and then we export default model. Export default modal. So that's pretty much it. So that's all that's going on here. So there's nothing else going on. You can just write this exactly the same way, and you should be fine. So that's pretty much it. So after doing this, now what we want to do is we want to be able to create our routes. So we're going to go ahead and create our routes, but let's see if we can. So let's come over here first, and let's go to our actual what's it called? Our actual blog post. So let's take this comment form out. Awesome. And then let's uncomment this. Cool. So now we have comments post ID is data.id. So we're passing the data, and then so we don't need comments form anymore, and we're just gonna do this. Awesome. So let's close out of this, and now let's see what we have so far. So if we open this up, let's go over to Ratchet and Clank. If we open this up, let's see, does our okay, so check blah blah blah, expected a string, where's this? So let's see, attempted import circular progress. It's always circular progress. So comments, so let's go over to comments, and let's see why circular progress is not importing. So here we just got to take out these parentheses, these brackets, and then we should be good. So let's try it now. There we go. So if we refresh it, should be all good. Awesome. So now, as you can see, we still have this here, even though we've taken out the comment form. So that should be fine. Now, if we do anything in it, it's not going to work because we don't have any routes set up. So let's go ahead and create our routes. All right, guys. So what we want to do now is we want to create our API routes. So within app, we should have API here. So within API, we're going to create a new folder, and this folder is going to be called delete comment. And here within it, we're going to have route.js. So what we're going to do is we're going to create all our folders. So the next folder is going to be get comment, and we're going to make our route file within it. So route.js, and then new folder is going to be edit comment, and then within it we're going to have routes.js, and then new folder is going to be post comments, and here we're going to say route. So the new file is going to be route.js. Cool. So now let's start with comment. So let's close all this out. So so this is our delete comment route. All right, so this is the delete comment section. So this is also post edit. So like I said, I did the get, the delete, and the components. Those are all post edit. So here we're gonna say import database connect. We're gonna say import comments from modal. I'm gonna say import get Kindi server session. So for get Kindi server session, make sure you don't have this dist types. We just have /server. That's how we set it up when we created our front end. Well, when we created our actual blog application. So here we're gonna say import next response next response, and then we're gonna say export async function. And this is going to be called delete, and this is going to be taken in request. And here we're going to say awaits database connect. Const is going to be comment ID is equal to await request.json. We're going to say const get user is equal to get Kindi server session, and we're going to be taking in the request. We're going to say const user is equal to await get user. Now we're going to say if there is no user, then return next response.json. And here we're going to say message is going to be unauthorized. Awesome. We're going to say status of 401. Cool. Now we're going to have a try catch. And within our try, we're going to try and find the comment by its ID. So we're going to say const comment is equal to await comment dot find one. And we're going to be using ID, which is going to be comment ID. We're going to say if there is no comment, then return next response dot JSON. And this is going to be message comment not found. Status of 404. Awesome. So here it's going to be if comment.is deleted, then we're going to return next response.json. And the message here is going to be cannot delete a comment that has already been deleted. Awesome. And the status here is going to be 400. Cool. So now what we want to do is we want to verify that the user owns the comment. So we're going to say if comment.userid does not equal user.id, then return next response.json. This is going to be message forbidden. And here we're going to state status is going to be 403. Cool. Now we want to initialize our soft delete. So we're going to say await comment.update1. ID is going to be comment ID. We're going to say content is going to be this comment has been deleted. Is delete. Well, we're going to say is deleted. So let's do this. Actually, it makes it so much easier. Cool. Awesome. So now we're going to say is deleted is going to be true. Updated at is going to be date.now. And that's it. Cool. Now we want to say return next response.json. And here it's going to be message. And the message here is going to be comment deleted successfully. Status. So message deleted successfully. Status here is going to be 200. Cool. Now for our error, we're going to say console.error. This is going to be failed to delete comment, delete comment, error. return next response .json. And here we're going to say message failed to delete comments. Status is going to be 500. Cool. Awesome. So that's pretty much it. So we close out of that. And now we can just go ahead and finish up the rest of the application. So with the delete comment route, we're going to be able to create this route in order to, well, as it says, delete the comment. So what we want to do first is we're going to say import database connect, so db connect from utils. So, and then we're going to say import comment. So this is going to be our model comment. Then we're going to say import Kindi server session. And then we're going to say import, we're going to be using next response. Awesome. So once we do that, now we can create export async function. This is going to be delete. So it's going to be a delete function that's going to take in a request. And here we're going to say await database connect. Cool. So what we just did is we're ensuring that the MongoDB connection is established with that. Now we're going to say const comment ID is equal to await request.json. So here we're getting the comment ID from the request body. So now we're going to go ahead and retrieve the user session. So we're going to say const get user is equal to get Kindi server session and request. And we're going to say const user is equal to await get user. So here we're going to say if there is no user, return next response .json. And this is going to be message unauthorized. And we're going to say status 401. Cool. Now we're going to have our try and catch, try catch. So within try, we're going to say const comment is equal to await comment.find1. Hey there again, guys. So this is me post edit again. So I'm going to be recreating this get comments for you guys just because I saw some discrepancies in the last one. So we're going to recreate this, and this is because of the delete functionality that we added to it. So that's just why. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to state import db connect, and then we're going to say import comment. So the model, the comment model, we're going to say import user. Now we're going to say import next response. Cool. And we're going to say export async function get request. And this is going to be await database connect. Now we're going to say const search params is equal to new URL. And this is going to be request.url. So URL should be lowercase. There we go. Now we're going to say const post ID is equal to search params.get post ID. And if there is no post ID, then return next response.json. And this is going to be message post ID is required. Status is going to be 400. Cool. we're going to say try catch. And here we're going to say, async function populate replies comments. Cool. And we're going to say return promise dot all comments dot map async comment. And here we want to populate the user and replies for the comment. So we're going to say await comment dot populate. And this is going to be user. And we're going to say await comments dot populate. And this is going to be replies. Cool. So now if there are replies, so if comment dot replies dot length is greater than 0, then we want to recursively populate them. So we're going to say comments dot replies is equal to await populate replies comments dot replies. And here we're going to say return comments. Cool. Now we're going to say let comments equal await comments dot find. This is going to be post ID, parent ID. It's going to be null dot sort created at 1 dot populate. This is going to be user. This is going to be dot populate. And this is going to be replies. Cool. We're going to say comments is equal to await populate replies comments. Awesome. And now we want to return next response.json. And this is going to be comments and status code of 200. Catch error here is going to be console.error is going to be failed to fetch comments. And this is going to be an error. And we're going to say return next response.json. And this is going to be message failed to fetch comments. And this is going to be status of 500. All right, so that's pretty much it. So that should work. We've already gone through the demo, so we're all set there. So just continue on with the rest of the video if there is still more to the video. This is post edit. So for edit comments, we're going to say import database connect. We're going to say import comments. We're going to say import user. And then we're going to say import get Kindi server session. We're going to say import next response. Awesome. Now we can go ahead and state export async function, and this is going to be post. Actually, this should be patch, not post. So patch request. There we go. And we're going to say await database connect. Cool. Now we can go ahead and say const comment ID, and then content is equal to await request.json. Cool. So we're extracting the comments and the content from the request body. And then we're going to say const get user is equal to get Kindi server session. there we go. Const session user is equal to await get user, and that's it. So for session user, get user, we're just retrieving the user session. So here we're going to say if there's no session user, meaning there's no user session, then we want to return next response.json. And here we're going to say message is going to be unauthorized. And status here is going to be 401. Awesome. And here try catch. Try is going to be const comment is equal to await comment.find1, and ID is going to be comment ID. Cool. If there is no comment, then return next response.json, and this is going to be message comment not found, and we're going to have a status of 404. Cool. Now we want to check if the comment is already deleted, so we're going to say if comment dot is deleted, then return next response.json. Message here is going to be cannot edit a comment that has already been deleted. Cool. Status here is going to be 400. Awesome. Cool. And now we're going to say we want to ensure the owner of the comment is the only one that can edit it. So if comment.userid does not equal session user.id, then return next response.json. And this is going to be message forbidden. Status here is going to be 403. Cool. Now we can come down here and we can state we want to update the comment content now. So we're going to say comment.content is equal to content. And we're going to say comment.updated at is equal to date.now. We want to say await comment.save. And there we go. So we're able to just save that change to the database. Now we want to return next response.json and comment status is going to be 200. And for the error, we're going to say console.error failed to update comment error. And we're going to return next response.json message failed to update comment. And here we're going to have status of 500. Cool. And just like that, we're all done. So we can go ahead and just close out of this as well. And now we want to do the last one, which is going to be our post comments. So let's head over to post comments. And if you guys are enjoying this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment what you feel in the comment section. So any critiques, any likes, just let me know in the comment section. Any questions you have in the comment section. Once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get on with it. So here we have post. So for our post comments, we're going to start out pretty much the same. So we're going to state import database connect. We're going to state import comment. We're going to state import user. We're going to say import get Kindi server session. Okay, so there's something we're missing here. So for get Kindi server session, it should just be server and Next.js /server. So let's make sure we fix that in all of them. So Next.js, well, we don't need it for this. Did we use user here? We should have. Let's see. So actually, we didn't even use it. So let's just comment it out. So we don't need it for get comments. So let's check edit comments. So here we should just have /server. Okay. And then for delete, should just be /server. Because we don't have a dist and types folder. So there we go. So we're all set with that. Awesome. So now we can go down and say import next response. Awesome. Now we want to state export async function. This is going to be a post method, and then taking in the request. We want to say await database connect. And we're going to say const. Now we're going to take in post ID, content, and parent ID is equal to await request.json. Cool. Here we're going to get the user from get Kindi server session. We're going to pass in the request. And here we're going to say const session user. So session user, there we go, is equal to await get user. So we're retrieving the session, the user session. So if we don't have the user session, so session user, then we want to say return next response.json message unauthorized. And here we're going to say status of 401. Cool. Now we're going to say try catch. Within our try, we're going to say let existing. So what we're doing here is we're going to check if the user exists using either an ID or an email address. So we're going to say let existing user equal await user.find1. Awesome. We're going to say or, and this is going to be ID session user.id or email session. So we're querying it for these two things, user.email. Cool. We're going to say if the user does not exist, create a new user entry. So if there is no existing user, then we're going to say existing user is equal to await user dot create. Cool. And this is going to be ID, which is session user.id. Given name is going to be session user.given name. We're going to say picture is going to be session user.picture. Else it's going to be an empty string. We're going to say email is going to be session user.email. Cool. Now we want to be able to create the comment document. So we're going to say const new comment is equal to await comment dot create. In here we're going to say content. So we're going to set the content, post ID. We're going to say user ID is going to be existing user.id. So we're going to link it to the user. We're going to say parent ID is going to be parent ID, else it's going to be null. Awesome. So we're going to set the parent ID, or if it's a top level comment, then it's going to be null. So we're going to say created at is going to be date.now. Updated at is going to be date.now. Awesome. So now we want to populate the user field for the response. So we're going to say await new comment dot populate user. Cool. And now we want to return next response dot JSON new comment. Awesome. With a status of 200. So we're returning the new comment. For catch error, we're going to say console.error. This is going to be failed to create comment. And this is going to be error. We're going to say return next response.json. And here we're going to say message failed to create comment. But we're going to pass in the status of 500. Cool. Okay, where did we do wrong? Oh. Awesome. Great. So that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and close out of this as well. So hello again, this is going to be post edit. So I'm guessing we're done with the whole thing. So now if we open this up, we should be able to see. So let's open this up, how our application actually looks. So let's check it out. So here, if we come over to Ratchet and Clank and we open that up. So let's see. Awesome. So it does open up. Our comment shows. So all these have been deleted. So if we say test 1, 2, 3, 4 and we submit it, we have it right here. Awesome. So can we edit it? So test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Save. Okay. So we have an error with our save. So edit comments. So we probably named it edit comments, not edit comment. There we go. So that's why. So you guys should be okay by now. You shouldn't be getting any errors. This is retroactively, so that's why I'm getting errors. So let's go over to comment date. So edit comments. Oh, it should be in comments. Edit comments. Post comments. Delete comments. Edit comments. So that's with an S. Awesome. So we close out of that. Now if we try it again, so let's see, save, there we go. So we're all set. So now if I delete this as well, there we go. So if I refresh it, bam, there we go. So that's pretty much it. So we can close out of this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the project. Sorry I had to go back and forth post edit in real time. Sometimes a new idea comes up and you just want to implement it. So that's what really happened. The Git repo is going to be posted with this, so you can go ahead and just look at the whole code in totality. But if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see for the next project. With all that said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.